Hello and welcome to the Quibber channel. I am Jason, your host. I hope you're all having a wonderful, splendid first day. I am just taking a few bits and pieces in stock in the house and sorting out a few things. It's interesting to me. Got the greatest sympathy for that family whose son went off to Tenerife and is lost at the moment and could be dead. Out in thingy, decided to walk home from a festival and that to walk home from a place. And I've got to think, what does that kind of... First of all, the family. Did you ever prepare your son for going and do things like this? Did you ever teach him basic navigation when he doesn't have a phone? That the sun rises and sets and the moon follows a certain path. How to get your bearings, how to make fire, how to keep a battery on you to charge up your freaking phone if it's your lifeline. If I had a child who was to go to Europe or anywhere else on a backpacking holiday or anything like that, or just going away in there, I would damn well make sure that they had been taught how to look after themselves and could do the basics of look after themselves. Yeah, they might be annoyed at me for that. But the world is not a fluffy place. Too many people think that everything's fixable, that everything will get a respawn, that everything is sorted. The real world can be very harsh. You can be 10 minutes from disaster, 5 minutes from disaster. I mean, I take it to the ultimate edition. Whenever I leave the house, I've always got enough stuff on me to look after myself. And a way to keep in touch with people. I am always fucking prepared when I go out that door, because the world is not a fluffy place. Bad things can happen. I've seen cars run through pedestrian crossings when the light is on green for crossing, for you to cross. I've seen cars do that. So I make damn well sure that even when that light comes on a crossing and says, you can cross, I look either way just in case there's a fucking car barreling down that hasn't noticed. That's on me. It doesn't matter whether it's wrong that the person is doing this. I'm the one who's going to suffer. I'm the one who's going to die if they hit me. It doesn't matter to me if things get sorted afterwards or they were in the wrong. I will still be fucked up. Every time I step outside the house, I make sure that I'm aware that there are bad people out there, that there are random situations that can happen, that shit happens. And while you can't protect yourself from everything, you can make sure that you don't squander your life, that you look after yourself. And this kind of shit should be taught from a young age. My mum taught it me from like 11, 12 years old. At 12 years old, I was taught how to change a plug and do the basic. Hell, at 12 years old, I was taught about sanitary towels and going to the pharmacy and picking up sanitary towels for my mum and that. I was taught all of that. I could cook. I could make fire, you know. I could charge batteries. I could change batteries on a torch. I could do all the basics. And I knew where the fuse cupboard was in the house. And I knew where the actual torches were in the house. And I knew where the first aid kit was in the house. And at something like 13 or 14, my mum sent me to go once a week to the St. John Ambulance's first aid course that they ran at the local thingy. I know how dangerous the sun can be, and how easily you can get sunstroke. Whenever I leave the house, I've got 3 hats with me. That might seem too much, but one of the hats is a warm hat, in case it gets cold, my beanie. One is my baseball cap with the front thingy shade. That's for a little bit of sun and that. And I've got a full-on hat with a back covering if the sun is really beating down, to protect myself. I usually have 2 pairs of gloves. 2 pairs of gloves. The first pair of gloves is usually my thick ones, a good thick pair. But I also carry around a thin pair, just in case it's sunny and I don't want to wear the thingies. It's a thin pair that is actually SP50 or something, protection against the sun. If I'm going to leave the house, if I'm going to go places, I'm going to be prepared. I owe it to Paola, the fact that she isn't alive now and that she can't go out and enjoy stuff. I owe it that if I'm going to leave the house, I am going to class my life as sacrosanct. That I am going to appreciate every breath I have and every breath I take. And I am not going to waste or squander it by doing something stupid or without thought that could get me into it. Yes, I can still be in a bad situation. And I see the bad situations more than most. I try to be aware for as many bad situations as possible. Which means when we did have a power cut here, I was able to. My house was the only house that had lighting all the way through it without me having to do anything, because I had set that up with, oh my God, no, not solar panels, not thousands of pounds, no, £20 spent at freaking Amazon to buy simple things like this. Let me just pause this. These little things around my house. At night, when I'm going to bed and that, or if I get up during the night, I do not have to worry about turning lights on, because these little things, get like 6 of them for like under £20. They're rechargeable, you recharge them, they last for about a month once they're recharged, depending on use. And you just stick one on a magnetic thing, wherever you want, one per room. And then as you walk past, the light will come on for 10, 20 seconds while you're moving around. When I had a power cut in here, these instantly came on. And I went over, I picked up one of my torches. And then I got out my battery pack and I started pelting. And things automatically lit up in my house. Of course, being me, I have a backup even for this. I have a version that runs on batteries that lasts 6 months. And that one is motion activated as well at night. But when you're outside in the world, you can't control everything, but you can do the basics. You can do the basics. And you can teach your children the basics of survivability in case they're in a bad situation. My sympathies is with them, and my worry, I hope he's this person, although it's been, I think, 10 days now, and the chance of him still being alive, not looking good, I don't think. I'll be very surprised, sadly. But damn, these people are crazy. Bye bye for now.